All right, so in the last video, we talked about observables and how they give us multiple values instead of just giving us one like a promise does. So now let's go ahead and make a observable for this that we can then use to observe new changes that happen to our title. So right in here, we're going to go ahead and make a new variable called title observer, and this observer is going to be of type observer. And something that's also with RxJS is an observer, and that's going to be of type string, and that's going to be the type of value that is going to be passed. Let's go ahead and import this at the top. So observer, just like that. All right, and we're going to get rid of this. And now in our constructor of our title service, we're going to say title is equal to observable dot create. And this observable.create takes a function just like the new promise takes a function. Observable.create takes a function, and it's going to have an observer as the resolve of the observable. So now this is our resolve, and this observable is going to be of type string. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say that this dot title observer is going to be equal to that observer right there that we have up there. And looks like, oh, I made this up. This is definitely observer. There we go. And then title has to be of type observable. And we're going to make that equal to nothing at the beginning. And then observable is going to be of type string. Great. And let's go ahead and put this before that. And we got everything set up there. So now we're going to go ahead and give this title.observer a value called next. And this next value is basically what was happening when we had our observable.interval happen, is what every second that happened, this observer was saying this dot number dot next one, and then this dot number dot next two. So now we're just going to say this dot title observer equals the title, which is just going to be service at the beginning. And for this title observer.next, we're actually going to put it inside of our creation of our observable, just like that. All right, so then we have a few errors inside of our application.component.ts. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and change the set interval to use the observer we just made. So let's take this out and take this out. Take this out. Now this dot titled service dot title is an observer that we can subscribe to, like we subscribe to those numbers, and that's going to give us a value every time. So we do this, and now we say this dot title equals that new value or that new title from our service, from our title observable that we have in our service here. So now, last thing we're going to do is change it inside of our change title. So let's change title component.ts. And we're going to do the same exact thing. So we're going to take this out and this out. Use our title dot service, and we're going to subscribe to that title. That's going to be a new title. And that's going to be of type string. And then we're going to say this dot title equals the new title that happens. And now we have to change up this title service a little bit. Instead of saying this dot title service dot title equals new title, we're going to actually say this dot title service dot title observer dot next. And we're going to use that next to emit or send the new title to the service. So now what happens is that this title observer dot next says, all right, cool, I have a new title. It gives it to the title observer inside our service, or the title observable. And then it says, cool, I have a new title. And then everything that's subscribed to the title will then get that new title in our app component and our change title components. And we're going to go ahead and make this observable shareable. So the way we do that is we just type in share just like that right after our observable.create. And then if we go back to our application, and we type in mic. Here you'll see that now it's changed to mic or polar or anything that we want it to be. And it's almost instant and it's all done through that observable.